am fixing to make. Missy canned all this stuff last week, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. I'm gonna make a chicken pot pie. Now, Missy cans all these vegetables and everything, but she doesn't like green beans and corn and all that unless it's on the cob. So I'm just gonna use chicken and potatoes. But I've got puff pastry instead of regular pie crust. I've put 2 in this big pan just to kind of half cook the crust, and then I'll use the other one to go on top. But I'm gonna cut up a small onion, and then I've got 2 pints of the chicken that she cooked and deboned and canned the other day, chicken broth, and taters. So cut this onion up. I've got a stick and a half of butter sauteing right now, which I'm gonna make a little roux and make a gravy, and then add the chicken and all that. And I'll show you how it's coming.
Butter and flour?
Butter and flour roux. You know, like for a gumbo or whatever, I use of course, a flour and lard or cooking oil roux. But for this and like my etouffee, when I make etouffee, I don't use a tomato. I don't make a tomato base. That's Creole. I make a butter roux for etouffees and for this chicken pie. So. Gonna let it cook down. I'm not gonna brown it like I do another roux, but you don't want to just mix it till it's clear, till it's like this. You want to cook it down a little bit. It cooks the flour. If not, your gravy is gonna taste like flour, and we don't want that. So, as soon as I get this done, I'm gonna add my onion. That onion down some. It looks like a lot of onion, but it'll cook down, it'll caramelize, and that's probably all I'm going to use. But it'll cook down and caramelize, and then give this a few minutes to cook, and then I'll start adding the chicken broth and add all the other goodies. We'll show you what it looks like. Never leave your roux. It will burn. And you will have to start over. I burned 1 roux in my life and had to start completely over. And when you make roux from scratch, especially a gumbo roux, which takes anywhere from an hour to 2 hours of stirring, and you got to start over, that's no bueno. That is, onions are becoming translucent, which is good, and I believe that flour is pretty much cooked down. And I'm using it, when you cook a roux, don't use high heat, don't even use medium heat, do a low medium heat, and that keeps it from burning too. So we're going to gradually start adding Missy's homemade chicken broth until we get a good thickness here. And I'll add a little at a time. You can always add more, but you can't take it out. It's like spices. My dad always said, you can always add more, but you can't take it away. And see, that's still way too thick, so I'm going to thicken that up a little bit and add some more broth. And this is just basically making a gravy. And that's going to be that's all a gravy is a fat and a flour, and then a broth or a milk, or if you make cream gravy, of course it's milk. And I use butter and flour to make mine. Just like this, except I would add milk instead of the chicken broth. For a biscuit gravy or cream gravy. But if I was making a beef gravy, I would use beef stock, of course. And is how I make my roast, my pot roast. I'll make a good beef gravy and pour it over the roast and throw it in the oven, season and everything for about 4 or 5 hours, depending on. And it comes out just falling apart. So this is just about right. I may want to. The meat is going to have some water in it, and the potatoes are going to have a little water in it. So I'm probably going to leave it about like that, and it'll thin up a little bit more. So what I'm going to do now.
I can't ever get them off. I have to have.
Is add the chicken. And see, that's got a lot of broth in it too. This is going to be so good. Smells good. That chicken smells good.
So if you don't already have canned chicken, then it's just boiled chicken.
Right. Now a lot of people don't add as much. I like a lot of chicken in my chicken pie. Just like even if I made a crawfish pie, I'd put a lot of crawfish in it. I like a lot of meat. So go with that right now. And since Missy pressure canned water bath these potatoes, they're already cooked, right?
They're pressure canned, yeah.
Yeah, so they're already cooked. I'm gonna check my crust real quick. Ooh, it's puffing up. Puff pastry there. So a little bit more on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some potatoes. You know what? I think I'm gonna wait to put the potatoes. I'm gonna put the potatoes in when I put it in the crust. What the heck? I'm using all this chicken.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some Tony Chachere's.
He puts that beep on everything.
I put too much. Looks like too much, but it's not. I make scrambled eggs with it. I make Tony's I've been using for years. I used to make my own homemade Cajun seasoning, and then they came out with Tony's, and I don't have to do that anymore. So yeah, that's gonna be delicious. So I've got my oven on 350 right now. Just for that puff pastry, I'm probably gonna jack it up to about 375 when I cook this, and it won't have to cook long, Shy. Alright, that puff pastry is just about good. So I'm going to go ahead potatoes.
Now this is how we like pot pies. You can put peas, carrots, whatever vegetables you like, you put that in.
Yeah, it's pretty much anything you want in one of these. And really, this is the first time I've used puff pastry, but it just sounded good, so we're gonna try it out.
Normally you would use just a regular pizza crust.
No, just pie crust.
I mean, that's what I meant.
Just pie crust.
Yeah.
Put the rest of this puff pastry on. yabba dabba do. Just some little X's in here just to let the steam out. And in a few minutes I may pull it out, put a little melted butter on top. Brush some butter on top. Now I have a mess to clean up while this is in the oven. Alright, I think she should be done right now. Yep. Yep. Oh, yes. Well, looks good. I hope it tastes as good as it looks. We'll see.
There was a delay on us getting dinner that night because we came outside and found these 3 beautiful babies born. There's 2 more over there snuggled in. Hey, babies. So right now we have 5 baby goats on the ground and 9 baby pigs on the ground. Life on the farm is always a wonderful adventure that we would not change for anything. So please like and subscribe. Take care of yourself. Prepare yourself for what this world is leading to. And be ready when life gets tough. Thanks for watching.